If you take a look at the options on the front of your vacuum sealer, you have on the left, this one has dry, moist, it has seal, and then it has a start button, a vacuum or start button. It takes some time to learn the trick of doing this. But first of all, if you have a bag that's got some liquid around your protein, like some juice around a piece of meat, it doesn't have to be perfectly dry, but you've got this little bit of excess between the meat and the vacuum sealer. Since it is wet or moist, or perhaps it's something you don't really want to crush too hard with the vacuum, press this button and put it in moist mode. It'll make it a little less vacuum, so it doesn't crush it quite so much. But if it actually is wet, you want to keep a finger right near this seal button, because you can override the vacuuming when the moisture or liquid gets close to the vacuum sealer. It's a trick. You have to learn the timing, practice it. I've messed up many times, but what happens is when you've got a kind of a wet bag down here, you've got this on moist, you hit the start button, this green button, you keep your finger right here, and when you see the liquid going up, you just press the red button like I just did, and it will go ahead and seal, and hopefully long before the liquid actually gets all the way up to the top. So you'll have a nice dry seal. In this case, I think my playing cards, since it's now sealing, will be perfectly dry. Okay, the light went off. I can open this up. I can lift the lid, if I can see where I'm doing this. Try to look through the camera and look at the unit. And I'll have a nice seal. And if you're fortunate and you get your timing right, any liquid that might have been coming up will stop somewhere in this area, or it might just touch, but you can always do like just a final seal without vacuum. You just hit the seal button and you can seal across there. But that's a tricky one, but it's fun to learn. Once you learn it, it also takes a lot less time to vacuum the bags because they only partially vacuum. You hit seal and you're good to go. Now I will point out one more thing that's extremely important. If you're going to do a long cook, like 24 hours, or for some people even 12 hours, don't single seal the bag. When you make your bag, put 2 seals at the starting end, a ½ inch or so apart, and once you put your produce or your protein in the bag, seal it twice. Make sure they're really good seals. And if you're doing something like a 24-hour cook, once you've sealed that up, you want to fold it up and then stick this inside another double sealed bag and seal that, so you've got double layers protecting a long cook. So if you're cooking a large chunk of roast, a large chunk of pork loin all at once, a piece of brisket for 36 hours, always double seal the bag and double bag it with another double sealed bag. That's all.